Hello everyone, my name is Yonu Kim, and today we're going to talk about digestibility of energy by growing pigs and concentrations of digestible and metabolizable energy in diets containing pistachio blanks. Fiber is a type of complex carbohydrate found in plant-based feed ingredients. Most fiber ingredients are co-products such as soybean hulls and wheat middlings. This is the average price of ingredients in Midwest. Corn is about $216 per ton, while soybean hulls is about $120 per ton, and wheat middlings is about $90 per ton. And co-products are considered less in value than corn or soybean meal. Now, fiber ingredients are known to increase satiety, increase varying performance, decrease body mass loss during lactation, and decrease constipation. However, for growing pigs, it's only known for decreasing inflammation, but overall provide less energy. These are some common fiber ingredients that are fed in the US. First, we have wheat middlings, which has 2,700 kilocalories per kilogram of digestible energy and has 74% total dietary fiber, 11% core protein, and 4% fat, while distilled dry grain wood soluble provides 3,600 kilocalories per kilogram of digestible energy and has 29% total dietary fiber, 27% core protein, 13% fat. And pistachio shell powder was tested in our lab with sows provided 2,600 kilocalories per kilogram of digestible energy, which had 93% total dietary fiber, 2% core protein, and 2% fat. Now, when fiber gets consumed, it gets broken down by microbial enzymes into monosaccharide, and monosaccharide goes through microbial metabolism, therefore having short-chain fatty acids or acetic acid, propionic acid, butyric acid, methane, which gets released through the anus, carbon dioxide, which gets exhaled through the lungs, and water. And this is pistachio production in the US from 2017 to 2023. As you can see, the production has more than tripled. And on the right, we have average crop yield of pistachio and almond. While pistachio yields more than 1 metric tons per hectare, almond nut, which is the average of other tree nuts, yield less than 1 metric ton per hectare. Now, pistachio blanks are when pistachios are harvested, they're submerged underwater for cleansing, and the hollow shells and unedible seeds would float on top, and edible seeds would sink on the bottom, and whatever floats on top are considered pistachio blanks. And about 50,000 to 70,000 metric tons of pistachio blanks are produced every year. Now, pistachio blanks had 80% hard shell, 10% seed, 8% unripe seed, and 1% tree branch. Now, pistachio blanks had 74% insoluble dietary fiber, 11% soluble dietary fiber, 4% fat, 4% crude protein, while wheat middlings had 35% insoluble dietary fiber, 3% soluble dietary fiber, 4% fat, and 17% crude protein. Now, this experiment was conducted to test the hypothesis that the apparent total tract digestibility of gross energy, digestible energy, and metabolizable energy are not different between pistachio blanks and wheat middlings. 3 experimental diets were used. First diet had corn, soybean meal. Second diet had corn, soybean meal, and 30% pistachio blanks. And third diet had corn, soybean meal, and 30% wheat middlings. Total of 24 pigs were used, average body weight of 23 kilograms, and they were housed in individual metabolic crates. And they were fed to the experimental diets from day 1 to day 7, which was considered as adaptation. And both fecal and urine were collected from day 8 to day 11 using marker-to-marker procedure. And all the data was analyzed using SAS procedure mixed, and the experimental unit was picked, the fixed unit was diet, random effect was the block, and there were 8 replicates per treatment. Now moving on to the result, this is feed intake of the pigs, and the pigs that were fed with basil diet, pistachio blanks diet, or wheat middlings diet did not have any significant differences. For apparent tract digestibility of dry matter in percentage, the pigs that were fed with basil diet or pistachio blanks diet did not have any significant difference, but pigs that were fed with wheat middlings diet for apparent total tract digestibility of gross energy, pigs that were fed with wheat middlings diet were less than pigs that were fed with basil diet or pistachio blanks diet. Now, digestible energy in wheat middlings diet was less than the digestible energy in basil or pistachio blanks diet. And same for metabolizable energy in diets. Pigs that were fed wheat middlings diet had less metabolizable energy than the pigs that were fed with basil or pistachio blanks diet. And this is digestible energy in ingredients. Pistachio blanks had a little over 2,000 kilocalorie per kilogram of digestible energy. And pistachio blanks had little over 2,000 kilogram of metabolizable energy. In conclusion, is that apparent total tract digestibility of gross energy, digestible energy, and metabolizable energy of pistachio blanks were greater than that of wheat middlings. Implication is that pigs can ferment pistachio blanks very well, and pistachio blanks can be used as fiber ingredient in growing pigs' diet. Lastly, I'd like to thank the Stein Lab members and the wonderful company for funding this experiment. And lastly, if you want to learn more about our lab, you can scan this QR code and visit our website. Thank you.